Well, last night, President Biden delivered a 72-minute State of the Union address that I've just been calling the Let's Finish the Job, even though he put it out as the unity speech. But the question is, did the job get done? Has he? What lies ahead? What did you hear and what did you not hear? I'm so excited about my guest today. We're going to have a chance to speak with Miss Miley Wiley, who is the president and CEO of the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been wanting to get you on this platform.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be with you, and I'm excited we made it work.
Absolutely. President Biden delivered this address to a deeply divided Congress, but not just a deeply divided Congress, a deeply divided America. He went in with an approval rating of just 42%, and many even on the economy with just a 37% approval. My question to you in listening to this, because baby, let me tell you, I was looking over your timeline. You were on Twitter sending everything out last night, and it was good commentary. What were your thoughts after hearing the president's speech last night?
Well, first, Ebony, I want to say you're absolutely right to say the headline was "Let's get the job done." I think what the president communicated, I think powerfully, was two things. One, there was a path forward for America to build on all the improvements that have been made, that he was making sure he was taking credit for, letting folks know what had gotten done that they were missing, because there's been far too much distraction in our public conversations, including Republicans, some of whom want to pull attention away from some of those steps forward, like the economy, where he spent a lot of time. But he also made very clear there was more work to do and that he had a plan for what that work was. And that's important because, as we know, A, his term is not over. B, he's facing a Congress where now he has a whole House controlled by Republicans and a Senate controlled by Democrats. But three, that he's really saying to the American people, look, there are things we should be getting done if we work together. So his message was, I am going to be bipartisan, but I am also going to veto things that take constitutional rights away from Americans, things that harm our families and our working people, things that are not in the best interests of Americans. You come to me with that, I'm going to say no. You want to sit down and talk? Yeah, he did that. You can see it in my Twitter feed, because I was here's veto number one, here's veto number two, here's veto number three.
It was all here. I was like, okay, let me just read this. And I had the speech in front of me as well. But I do like how he held their feet to the fire when it came to the debt ceiling, because we don't know what Republicans want to cut.
Yeah.
Don't know what this exchange is. And when it came to Social Security and Medicare, I felt like y'all walked yourselves into a trap, because he's like, we're going to put it on the record. What's up for grabs?
Not only put it on the record, we're going to make you stand. So stand up for seniors. He said, stand up for seniors. So there was a visual. Was everybody standing up? Now, of course, nobody could sit for seniors, right? Nobody could sit for seniors, because it doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what state you're in, doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, an independent, or don't affiliate at all. You have seniors. This is the other thing everybody knows, and he said it. You have one side of the aisle using the words entitlements for a reason.
Right.
Call it by its name. So what he said is, I'm going to call it by its name. It's Medicare, it's Social Security. Because once you call it by its name, people know that they will be hurt. People know that their family members and loved ones will be hurt. People will know that there's something that they're being told won't be there for them when they need it. And he, I thought, was masterful at that.
It was the same thing that we saw when people heard the term Obamacare, right? Like, you take these words, Obamacare, but call it actually what it is, because then people reject things that may be good for them, and they don't realize it because we have parties putting vocabulary in their mouths. When it came to Black America, were some things that you felt like were missing? How were you on that? How do you feel like the president related when it comes to Black America?
Well, let me say two things. One, this is a president who cares about Black America and talked about Black America, and he did it in two important ways. One, obviously, and most, emotionally and top of mind for many of us, is Tyree Nichols and his parents who were in that audience, thanks to the Congressional Black Caucus for bringing them, but where he addressed them personally, but also addressed America and expressed someone as a white president about imagine what it feels like to have to describe to your children how to behave when a police officer stops because they'll be in danger, how you have to tell them to pull over at a place that's lit, how you have to tell them to put both hands on the steering wheel, things that you can take for granted if you are white. That was the sentence he didn't say, but the message that he communicated. And he said, let's all put ourselves in that position and let's have police accountability. What I wanted to hear, and the other way he said it was on things we need like Medicaid. And getting Medicaid expansion and making sure that working families had child tax credit. These are things that pulled Black families and Black children out of poverty, right, and made sure they could see a doctor when they're sick. It was really important for health equity. But I will say what he didn't say. He did not say George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Did not. Which we were listening for, and I understand what was probably going through the minds of the White House, which was, I don't have Republicans lining up for it. We need some Republican votes. What we say as a civil rights community is, look, we've been here for 400 years fighting for democracy. We've been here for 400 years fighting to say we deserve to be safe in our communities, and that includes safe from police violence. And we deserve to know you want to come for anyone for violating the law. That has to include the police. And that we needed to hear the words that said, whether it's as Reverend Al Sharpton said at Tyree Nichols' funeral, I don't know how long it will take, but we will not stop fighting for it. And I think that was
that culture. At that funeral, Attorney Crump kept saying, call out the culture. I think people were waiting, just as he called out Republicans when it came to cuts, right? Call them out when it comes to just as strongly, because that was very strong. Make them stand up on what do you believe or what do you not believe. Call out.
Yeah, and call it out for what it is, because one of the things he said that I appreciated was, sure, we have to have training. But the problem is those police officers who killed Tyree Nichols were trained. The police officer who killed Philandro Castile was trained. The police officer who pulled over Sandra Bland was trained. The issue isn't, are they getting trained? The issue, can you improve training? Can you do different types of training? Sure. But we know police officers who have been trained appropriately, can violate the rules when it suits them if they know they're not going to be held accountable for hurting someone and violating people's constitutional rights. You don't just get there with training. Any of us, and I say this to people all the time, I'm a mother. Yes. I can tell my kids what the rules are. If they violate them and I don't punish them for violating them, doesn't matter what the rules are. Same is true for police officers.
Wow. I know you have to go. I'm looking forward to you coming back and having more conversations. Where can people go to find out? I guess my question for you, that the president's hitting the road. He's going state to state, touting the economy. We're waiting to hear him announce whether he's running, which he said he would. But what are you doing within this organization? What can people expect from you going forward?
Well, people can expect from the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights, by the way, where we are a legacy civil rights organization, been here for 72 years. Yeah. We are not done fighting for voting rights. We are not done fighting for police accountability. We do that in coalition. We are not done fighting for our schools and to teach our history. And we are certainly not done saying to save this democracy is to do racial justice, is to do equality, is to make sure we have judges on the bench who are protecting our rights, not allowing their violation. And anybody who wants to join this fight, you can go to civilrights.org. Civilrights.org is our website. We also have Instagram. We have Facebook. You can find us. We're not hard, but we welcome all of this community to join us and all of our member organizations. We're 230 strong. And let's just be honest, folks, we don't back down.
Come on.
And
Come on. You can't give a word at the end. Okay, Maya, thank you so much. Maya Wiley, President and CEO of the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights. Thank you so much, sister, for the work that you are doing. And I look forward to having you back on AURN.
Thank you, and I look forward to being back.